Medical has been taken care of within 20 minutes, including a really fun emergency trip to the orthodontist and a fun trip to the Hour of Glasses location. Those are kind of interesting. Click. You have your wristbands, 24/7 number. You can never be alone. That is the one guiding rule we have, boys and girls. If you find yourself alone, you are instantly in the wrong. Okay, and I don't care why. Right? Now, I'm looking at this display over here at the museum, and you're looking at this display over here at the museum. We're together still. Okay, I'm not talking. The little kindergartners, and they got the rope, and they all hang on to the loop. I'm not talking about that kind of together. Okay, that's a little spooky. Example A will be the person who came up to one of the tour guides and said, "We're at the Washington Monument." I said, "Can I go over there and take a picture of the Lincoln Memorial? I didn't get one yesterday when we were there." I said, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." He walked all the way to the Lincoln Memorial, okay, by himself. When they figured out he was gone and he had been gone for too long, they called me right away. "We've got a lost child." I'm at the Holocaust Museum. Luckily in DC, everything's right around each other. I literally ran out of the Holocaust Museum, ran to the Washington Monument. By the time I had gotten there, they had sent two, they kind of figured out what had happened. They sent two of our chaperones to go get him. Unfortunately, both chaperones walked on one side of the reflecting pool as he walked back on the other side of the reflecting pool. It's a cartoon, I know, but it really happened. Okay, he gets back, he knows he screwed up. So he gets in line real quick to go up into the Washington Monument, so nobody sees him come back. All right? My phone is out, and I'd already dialed 911. I hadn't hit send yet. This was not a fun time. All right? This was no good. And someone said, "I think I saw him up in the monument." 911 was still on the screen, but I didn't hit send. I said, "Next party out, if someone hasn't said, I absolutely have seen him up there, I'm hitting send," and this thing shut down for about the next 2 hours. Okay? Luckily, the person came down and said, "Yes, he is up there." We had a chat after that. He gained a babysitter for 24 hours. And it wasn't me, because I would have been ripping body parts off. Right? You can never, ever be alone. No excuses. Okay, quick. Each bus will carry emergency contact, the emergency contact information that you've supplied, first aid supplies, and basic over-the-counter medication. Tylenol, children's Pepto, Neosporin, Band-Aids, those sorts of things. Chaperones have pictures of every student and cell phone numbers that are provided. And did I say something about staying with a Hamiltonian, right? I said that? Staying with us, right? Okay, good. Expectations, the 3 R's are expected. We all know what those are, okay? Cooperation at all times with chaperones, bus drivers, guides, etc. is expected. One thing that really helps is listening to the guides. Okay, parents, how many of you paid all that money for your child to go to DC to chat with their friends? Grant, you're not a dad. Now, they paid the money for you to go and learn and have a fantastic experience doing it. Now, they don't mind if you have fun and talk to your friends and do all those sorts of things, but now you're supposed to be learning, okay? I think this is either Miss Bowers or Miss Hosse's line. Don't waste the money. Miss Bowers? Mr. Bauer. Oh, he used to be a teacher too, right? Yeah, he's up there. Don't waste the money. You will be on time, you will act the Hamilton way, and you are expected to know how to behave and listen without being told how to do so. Click. Oh, is that your finger that said? Sweet. I'm not going to take your finger and knock it back. Okay. Cell phones. They're not required, but they're suggested. The reason is they're a fantastic communication tool for the chaperones to get a hold of your kid. If something changes, if they know they gave somebody the wrong information, to check and see where someone is, if someone's with them. They really are a good tool. We have not had a single problem with a cell phone. The best example I can give you is during the big movie at Gettysburg. It's beautiful. Oh, it's a historic guy. I just pass out at the end of that thing. It's so well done. But the first year I was being a good chaperone, right? And I asked the kids to turn them off. Okay, I know. Not silent, not just in your pocket, but And then what I did is the lights went down, and before their eyes adjusted, I snuck around to the back. Okay, and I thought, sure, I couldn't see everything. But I didn't see a single phone turn on, no text, by the way. Texts are calls. Okay, that's the rule. Texts are calls. All right? Not a single one. It was fantastic. Every place we went in Washington, D.C. that required us to turn our phones off, everybody cooperated. We really have not had problems with cell phones to this point. And you guys have to I'm not going to talk about it. Also, you can call your parents. I suggest you do so. Once or twice at least on the trip, okay, if you have a cell phone. And click. Laser finger. All right. If there's an emergency, this is for you adults back home. If there's an emergency and you cannot get a hold of your child, you can call New Century Tours. There's a number in the packet for you. And if you need your child immediately, I mean a really true emergency, okay? Mr. Meerman told me about the last sign of the apocalypse, which he heard yesterday, which was the crackhead who called 911 yesterday because he thought he'd been gypped on his crack deal, okay? That's not an emergency to call me about, okay? I'm talking a real emergency, all right? But however, please keep it that. And there's sometimes that I just can't answer my phone when I'm on the trip, but I will try to do it every single time if you call. Click. Diet, choose wisely. I think we've talked about this. I think we got this down. Eating junk all the time will make you feel like junk. All right, there's what we have here. Who's seen Cool Hand Luke? What we have here is a failure to communicate. All right? It was basically the guy in charge telling the people who were not in charge that they had to listen to him and do what they was being told, okay? Curfews, end all activity outside your room. You don't want to see me when I'm angry. Or maybe not Bruce Banner, David Banner. You will be on time. You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you punk? All right? Hopefully most of you have seen the Dirty Harry film. It's excellent. You will not be alone. Houston, we have a problem. Which, by the way, was a misquote with junior historians out there. And it was even said by the wrong guy in the movie. Oh, boy. Click. Sometimes it's a pain and all these things. The nuclear option. You don't want to feel like this kid. If you are a person who finds himself doing something that's illegal, intentionally harmful to others, or an extreme and obvious disregard for rules and appropriate behavior, that can result in your immediate removal from the trip at mommy and daddy's expense. All right? I've only sent a kid home from a trip one time. It wasn't on the DC trip. We were on another trip with students, and I sent him home. Took a Greyhound that day. Okay? It's the second half of the trip we were on. 2 years ago, I was on the phone with a mom, basically talking her down from doing this, because there had been something a little more serious than we needed. Boys and girls in the same room with the door closed. All right, that's a no-no. All right, and we were discussing if the child should go home. Little did I know, she was booking the airline right when we were talking. Okay, and I said maybe not the best thing we could do at that moment, so we got it out of it. But I am serious. We will send you home. If you can't handle this trip, you're gone. Because I can't have 136 other kids being inconvenienced because you screwed up so badly that no kid should ever be given an excuse for that. Okay, I just can't do it. It's not safe for the rest of the kids on the trip. And you don't want to be there when mom and dad come to pick you up. That's going to be a bad homecoming. Click. Trip preparation. Eat lunch. This is this Sunday we leave, Sunday the 12th, okay? Eat lunch before reporting to the bus. 1 o'clock. Everybody say that. 1 o'clock. Be here at 1 o'clock, Sunday the 12th. A snack for the bus is a good idea. Maybe not all Reese's, peanut butter cups, and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, some is good. 1 big suitcase, and they can be big. It can be big. Not like a steamer trunk, but it can be big, all right? And then 1 carry-on for inside the bus. Bags can and will be checked at the bus. I'd like to tell you that my dogs are that well trained. They're not. But we can and will check bags. We've done it in the past. And go to the bathroom before you report to the bus. And go ahead, bring your favorite DVDs. We'll play them. Quick. Your big bag will not be accessible until after the first day in Washington, D.C. So a whole day on the bus, a whole night on the bus, and a whole another day in Gettysburg and D.C. before you get into that big one underneath, all right? So plan for that ahead of time. Parents, that's one thing I really ask you to help your kids with that one. Okay? Think about what they're going to need, pajamas, nighttime stuff, changing for the next day, all those things. If you're going to need contact cases and saline and all that kind of stuff inside the bus, okay? Sweats, pillows, blanket, sunscreen, sunglasses, half toothbrush, all that kind of stuff. Oh, batteries. We run out of a lot of batteries on this trip.
And they're expensive.
And then Hamilton rules on electronics do not apply on this trip. Bring them along, okay? However you want to. Please don't bring the following: boom boxes or other non-earphone sound-producing devices. I aged like 40 years when one of those things come out. Okay?
You hear this voice and I'll come talk to you.
Skateboards or rollerblades, there's nowhere to use them anyways, okay? Okay. I gotta say this because it's on all the buildings. Weapons of any kind. I don't know exactly what of any kind means, but please leave your guns and knives at home, all right? Laser pointers, there we go. Water guns, yeah, don't bring them. And do not bring your bad attitude, all right? I love that picture. Okay, click. Medication. If you are taking a controlled medication, we can hold and correctly distribute any kind of medication that you'd like. Some of the things I gotta take. Like if it's something that somebody could take from us and sell on the street for money, give it to me, okay? I had to buy a new toolbox a couple of years for this, a couple of years ago, and it's all locked up, and during the non-trip time I use it as a toolbox. But then here I bring along, and it's, the medication is locked up. If it's not one of those kind of controlled prescription medications, it's up to you and your parents what you want to do. If you want to give it to me, I'll take care of it, we'll distribute it at the time you're supposed to, okay, we'll take care of it. But if it's okay with parents and it's okay with kids, and you know, just kind of tell me about it, all right? I don't want it to be a surprise. You can take those yourselves. You want to hang on and take them yourselves, all right? It's up to you guys. Each bus will have basic over-the-counter medication. Click. Almost. Arrival. When we get here on Sunday morning. Oh, Sunday afternoon. What time on Sunday? 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. I am not turning this bus around. We are leaving at 1:30, whether you're on it or not, okay? 1:30, we're out of here. Check into your assigned bus. Obtain 2 sexy hunting. Where'd they go here? Look at this. This is Wisconsin, man. Blaze orange luggage tags. One for your bag that goes under, one for your bag that comes up with us. Fill them out. Test your bags. Hug the people paying for this. And say goodbye. You'll give you a wristband number. Learn it. Love it. The number, that is. It's your prisoner. Your bus number. All right? And then get on your bus. That's it. That's all you need to do. We are looking for, if you want to donate some water to the trip. That's something we've always had to buy on the trip. And we said, hey, why don't we ask the parents to bring some along at the beginning of the trip? And we won't have to worry about it in the middle of the trip. Taking the bus out at Walmart. That'd be nice. If you wouldn't mind doing it. Click. All right, here's the basic schedule. Sunday, we travel. Monday, we're in Gettysburg, Washington, D.C. Tuesday and Wednesday, we're in Washington, D.C. Thursday, we go to G-Dub's home, Jamestown, and Williamsburg Pontoon Tour.